Greetings, fellow members of the Esoteric Order of Gamers. Well, I've unboxed Wildlands, The Ancients, and now I'm going to unbox Judge Dredd Helter Skelter, which is a Wildlands game. And I'm particularly excited about this one because I'm a big fan of Judge Dredd in 2000 AD, the character and the British comic from which it came. When I was a kid, I used to make sure that the local newsagent, reserved me a copy of 2000 AD every week. There's some amazing artwork and some amazing stories and really iconic characters, especially Judge Dredd, who, let's face it, has been around for a while and is a pretty amazing character. And there's a lot of fantastic social satire in the Judge Dredd comics that I think gets forgotten a little bit. Really talented people involved in all this. Anyway, back to Wildlands, and I'm really excited to see that they've got this Judge Dredd themed version of it. Let's check it out and see what's in that box. Now, I believe the factions here aren't just Judge Dredd, but there's other characters from 2000 AD as well. There's Slain, who's like a Celtic warrior. There's Strontium Dog. If you know 2000 AD, all these characters will be very familiar to you. If you're not, well, you're in for a treat. In the top, we've got an ad for Undaunted Normandy, a fantastic game by Osprey Games. There's also Undaunted North Africa. They're both really good. And The Cursed Earth, which is a card game, and I've got a copy of that as well, so I'll be looking at that later on down the line. Big square rulebook. Here we go. And look, there are 20 character figures in here, 4 different factions, all different sculpts. That's great. Character cards, your team cards, map cards. That's pretty much like Wildlands, normal stuff. All these other things. Description of the map. Here's our team. So yeah, the judges from Judge Dredd. Strontium Dogs. That's from a different 2000 AD comic. Nikolai Dante. I don't know that one. That must be something more recent. I actually haven't heard of that one. And then we've got Slain Macroth. Slain, amazing artist. I can't remember who did it. I have to look that up. But some fantastic art in that series as well. So an interesting mix of characters all jumbled together. I guess that's why it's called Helter Skelter. That's there are the rules. There you go. Now the map board. What are they going to do here? Let's fold it out and get back for a bigger look. Well, as you can see, another big, beautiful, colourful board. I'm not sure what's going on here. It looks like maybe it's a hab block or something. Maybe something looks like a vehicle's crashed into the hab block. This might be the outdoors. Anyway, interesting spaces there. There's some interior spaces over this side. Beautiful looking board. And then on the other side, this could be the Hall of Justice, perhaps? Yeah, I think so. Anyway, it's a big interior space. And looks like we've got a big statue or something in the middle. There you go. Nice big board. And now it might be becoming familiar to you, this format, but we've got 2 trays and our 4 different factions in them. So let's check them out. Okay, to start off with, we've got Judge Dredd. Here's a reference card, icon reference there, special reference. There's your distribution of icons on the cards, and then the cards themselves. Judge Giant, Judge Anderson, Judge Hershey, and of course Judge Dredd himself. Oh, the Mean Machine, who's a bad guy. All mixed in there together. And here are the cards. Different layout. They haven't put the characters on the action cards, which is interesting. But there are all the icons that you can play. There you go. Then there's Strontium Dog. These are the different characters. I don't know as much about Strontium Dog. A lot of the 2000 AD stuff I was enjoying at the same time as the games by Games Workshop. They had a few early games that were themed with 2000 AD themes. Then we've got Slain. There's Uko, his nasty little companion. There's Slain himself. Slain used to warp into this horrific version of himself called Warp Slain or whatever. More Celtic characters there. There are the cards. It's funny, I was looking at the original Wildlands cards and I just thought it is a bit weird that they've got the characters on them, but these are a little bit plain without the characters. I don't know, it's you could go either way really. And then finally Nikolai Dante. As I said, I'm not familiar with this character. Going to have to do a little bit of background research and find out who this is. There are those cards. There's another one of these very tasty looking first player markers. This one in the shape of a judge's shield. As in the original game, there's a set of map cards for setting up your games. You've got your wound tokens, and then there's also, it looks like some white ones in there for something else. What else have we got? Oh, some little plastic tokens. Some clear ones. And of course your bases for your different factions. Some nice colours there. So let's check out the miniatures. This is the Judge Dredd faction. And it'll be fun painting these up because their outfits are very bold and colourful. Though, again, they've given them this great shadow wash treatment, so if you don't like painting miniatures, they still look good on the board, which is very thoughtful. These are really nice. There's Mean Machine. Judge Anderson, who's got psionic powers. Great miniatures, these are really nice. Here are the strontium dog ones, this weird thing. There you go. This is the Nikolai Dante faction. Strange winged character there. And finally Slane's faction. There's Slane, and then the biggest figure is the Warp Slane thing, which I'm sure is extremely daunting to come up against in the game. Well, there it is, Judge Dredd Helter Skelter, a Wildlands game. If you love 2000 AD stuff, you're just going to love this. It's a bit funny, it's just called Judge Dredd actually, because there's 4 different 2000 AD factions, so it's more a homage to the whole of 2000 AD rather than just Judge Dredd. But it looks great. For a fan like me, it's going to be great fun getting these factions battling out against each other on the board. So that looks really cool, fantastic. And not only do I have that, but I've also got... Let me just reach down here. Judge Dredd Helter Skelter Dark Judges expansion, and this gives us another faction, this time the Dark Judges. For someone who doesn't understand 2000 AD, you'll think this is really weird, but they're basically kind of from a different reality, and yeah, they're sort of like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, but as judges. Anyway, let's have a look inside. Here's what you get. There's a rule book. Here it is. 4 character figures. It can be played as a team in any game of Helter Skelter. And something I haven't pointed out yet is I think all these rules are compatible. So you could have all these characters from original Wildlands or any of these expansions and have them fight out against each other. It's all compatible, which is great fun. We've got 4 counters. Nice big cards for the judges themselves. Reference sheet. Solo mode as well. Can play solo. Amazing. Oh, look at these. Great artwork. Judge Fire, Judge Fear, Judge Mortis, and of course, Judge Death. Great artwork. Here's the deck of cards that goes with them. Death. Solo game cards as well. Oh, I've got to play this solo as well. Fantastic. Look at that. It's the solo cards. Then you've got the action cards. I'm calling them action cards. I'm not actually sure they're called action cards, but there you go. And then the miniatures. Great stuff. Such iconic characters. Of course, almost everyone of a certain vintage in the UK knows about 2000 AD. I don't know how well known it is in America, but if you haven't heard of it before, check out any of the anthologies that are available. They're really worth checking out. That's it, Judge Dredd Helter Skelter and the Dark Judges expansion. Over the last couple of days we've looked at Wildlands, the Ancients and the original Wildlands set. As I said, they're all compatible. They look like great fun. The production is fantastic. So I will be doing summaries for all of this stuff, which will be available at the Order of Gamers website, the Esoteric Order of Gamers website, at orderofgamers.com. So be sure to keep an eye out on my social media channels and I'll announce those when they're ready. In the meantime, enjoy your games of Wildlands. I'm going to. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.